London, UK, autumn, 1888, comma. Fog rolls through narrow streets, comma. Gas lamps burn weakly against the night. And somewhere in the darkness, a killer is watching, comma. The newspapers will give him a name that terrifies the world. A name whispered for more than a century. Jack the Ripper. His crimes are brutal, precise, surgical. He turns poor neighborhoods into hunting grounds, and then vanishes as if swallowed by the fog. Even today, with modern science, profiling, and forensic technology, his identity remains one of history's greatest mysteries. Act 1. The World Jack Walked In, UK POV. Narration. To understand the Ripper, you must first understand the UK city he stalked, comma. London in 1888 was exploding with poverty. Tens of thousands slept in alleys. Crime, disease, overcrowded streets. In the East End, especially Whitechapel, life was cheap. A night in a lodging house cost about 4 pence. That's less than £2 in today's value. Maybe $2.50 US. Many women survived by selling sex, because without it, they didn't even eat. Police forces were underfunded. Communication was slow. There was no DNA, no cameras, no databases, comma, and into that chaos walks someone who understands the streets better than anyone else. Act 2. The Timeline of Terror, UK. We follow the murders in order, carefully, the way investigators saw them. O'Mary and Nichols, August 31st, 1888, UK. Narration. At 3:40 a.m., a body is discovered on Bucks Row in Whitechapel, UK. Marian Nichols, known as Polly. Her throat is cut. Her abdomen is slashed, comma. But here's the detail that shocks investigators. The cuts look controlled, not wild, not random, almost practiced. Annie Chapman, September 8, 1888, UK. Narration. Discovered behind 29 Hanbury Street. The mutilation is worse. Organs are removed, comma. The killer works fast, likely under 10 minutes, and disappears. Doctors quietly say something disturbing. The man may have had medical knowledge. Not necessarily a doctor, but someone who knew where to cut. The Double Event, September 30th, 1888, UK. Catherine Eddowes, found in Mitre Square, comma. Her face is mutilated, comma. Internal organs removed. Nearby, a message on the wall appears in chalk, comma. The Jews are the men that will not be blamed for nothing. Police argue. Is it connected? Is it a diversion? They erase it, afraid it will spark riots. Elizabeth Stride, same night. Different location. Her throat is cut, but no internal mutilation. Police believe the killer was interrupted. He doesn't stop. Mary Jane Kelly, November 9th, 1888, UK. Narration. The worst crime scene. Unlike the others, she is found indoors, in a small rented room. Here, the killer doesn't rush. He takes his time, comma. The brutality suggests something deeply personal, or rage barely held inside. Rent papers show Mary struggled to pay even a few shillings. Around 15 to 20 pounds today, maybe $20 to $25 US. Poverty chained her to danger. And then, the murders stop, like that. No arrest, no confession, no clear suspect convicted. The UK police are left with fear, theories, and failure. Act 3. Who was Jack? Deep suspect analysis. UK/US references. Narration. Investigators, and later historians from the UK and US, create profiles. Psychological profile, modern US/UK analysis. Likely male, late 20s to 40s. Lived or worked near Whitechapel, UK. Intelligent, controlled, organized. Possibly had medical, butcher, or surgical exposure. Deep hatred toward women, possibly tied to trauma. But profiles alone don't solve crimes. So we look at suspects. Act 4. The main suspects. Stop. Montague John Druitt. A barrister, lawyer, and teacher. Well-educated. UK family. Drowned in the Thames shortly after the last murder. Police believed his suicide meant guilt. But he had no medical background, and timelines don't perfectly match. Still, his name stayed on official UK police lists. Aaron Kosminski. A Polish immigrant living in the UK East End. Mental health issues. Violent tendencies. Later placed in an asylum. Modern DNA testing on a shawl, controversial evidence, suggested his connection. But the sample is debated and possibly contaminated. He knew the streets. He hated women. He lived near every crime scene. A strong suspect, but still not confirmed. The surgeon theory, UK. Some believe Jack was a doctor. Hospitals in the UK paid doctors around 70 to 100 pounds per year back then, roughly $12,000 to $15,000 US in today's value. A professional could move freely without suspicion, but records show no doctor suddenly disappeared or behaved suspiciously. So the theory remains incomplete. Prince Albert Victor, Royal Conspiracy, UK. Some claim a member of the UK royal family was involved. Secret child. Panic. Cover-up. It makes dramatic TV, but most historians dismiss it. Timelines don't match. Evidence is weak. Sometimes conspiracy sells, truth doesn't. The American suspect, US. Dr. Francis Tumblety, a controversial figure from the US, who lived in London during the murders. He hated women. He collected human organs. He fled the UK to the US after being arrested. Suspicious? Absolutely. But no direct proof places him at the murder scenes. Act 5, The Letters. Narration. Jack the Ripper becomes famous partly because of letters sent to newspapers. The most chilling, from hell. Inside, a piece of human kidney. But were these letters really from the killer? Or just UK journalists fueling fear to sell papers? Worth millions in today's pounds and dollars? Many now believe most letters were fakes. Fear makes money. Act 6. Why he was never caught. UK police reality. Narration. Poor communication between UK police stations. No forensic science. Witnesses unreliable due to fear and alcohol. A killer blending into daily life. If Jack walked through modern UK or US streets today, with CCTV, databases, DNA, GPS, he'd likely be caught within days. But in 1888, he walked in shadows that protected him. Closing reflection. Narration. Jack the Ripper is not just a killer. He is a mirror reflecting everything wrong in society at that time. Poverty, neglect, violence against women, and a justice system that failed the most vulnerable. More than a century later, in both the UK and the US, true crime experts continue digging, searching, testing old evidence. And still, the same question remains. Who was Jack the Ripper? Until the last clue is uncovered, the shadow remains, and history remembers him not for who he was, but for how completely he disappeared.